Guys, I'm super excited. We just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. About 3 or 4 weeks ago. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a precursor video talking about some of the philosophies YouTube has toward you going toward your first 100 subscribers. So I figured it'd be fitting that I would do my follow-up video talking about my top 9 things that I learned while pushing toward 100 subscribers, because I feel like those things can help you guys out. What's going on, guys? My name is Max, and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to learn how to make awesome and successful YouTube content, make sure you subscribe right now so that way you don't miss any content. Let's go ahead and jump into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about is one of those philosophies that I talked about from my precursor video, and that's going to be that you need to accept it. Your videos are just gonna suck when you first start making content. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I said it. Come fight me. Seriously, don't come fight me. I'm fragile. See, this is pretty much common sense because a lot of people that do start off on YouTube making their first bit of content don't have a lot of experience editing videos, shooting videos, whatever. You don't have the equipment that you need. You don't have experience with the editing software that you're using. There's just a wide variety of factors as to why you're not gonna do well with your first couple of videos. The other thing to keep in mind is that YouTube does not want you to grow fast. Because you're inexperienced and have no idea what you're doing on the platform, YouTube is trying to safeguard you from growing fast. If you have a video that happens to go viral, a lot of your other videos are probably not going to get a lot of views because they're not very good. I mean, you can look at the first 15 videos on my channel. They were all terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to plan anything. I didn't know how to work a camera. Whatever, I just didn't know what I was doing. So the first step with getting involved with YouTube and pushing toward your first 100 subscribers is you need to understand that, hey, growing slow is actually probably a good thing because I'm practicing and learning how to use the platform properly. The second tip I have for you is you just need to get videos out. It's so easy to get stuck in the frame of mind of, man, I gotta make the perfect video because I don't know if this one's gonna hit. Or I don't know what to make, so I'm just gonna make nothing. This is the approach that I started taking with YouTube, is that I understand that every video is not gonna be perfect. So what I do instead is I try to get better every video. The thing I've always tried to focus on is, yes, of course, I don't wanna just put out crap content. I wanna make sure I can do everything I can in this particular video. However, I don't wanna hold up the production process. I don't wanna be stuck on a project for multiple days just because I can't stop going back and editing things. To reference it again, my first 15 videos, I didn't really have an idea of what I was trying to do. I was just kind of throwing ideas at the wall to seeing what would stick. So the moral of this is just do it. Just throw stuff out there. I mean, it's not like a lot of people are going to be watching this stuff anyway when you first start releasing content. The third tip I have for you guys is make sure you choose your competition wisely. Competition? What the heck are you talking about, man? Basically, what you want to do is you want to view other creators on the platform as competition because obviously they have viewers that you want to be watching your content. Look, I understand it's a little weird to look at some of the creators you've been watching for years like PewDiePie or Linus Tech Tips or Peter McKinnon as competition, but if you're trying to make content similar to them, you need to actually look at what type of content that they're making. A couple of things you need to keep in mind is that you can get content ideas as well as you're targeting that audience. One of the first things that you do before you start making videos is pick some of your creators that you really like and you want to make videos similar to. That's going to be fluid and change as you start making the content that you actually want to make. Just to give you some visual examples, this is the competition that I chose when I first started making my YouTube channel. And these are my competitors right now. You can obviously see how this has dramatically changed from one to another just because I've actually changed the type of content that I want to make on this channel. And I imagine as I grow and other YouTubers grow with me, I'm going to create some different competition as well. Let's take this conversation about competition over into the next tip, which is talking about picking the type of content you want to make on YouTube, aka niching down. Now, this is the hardest part for every creator on YouTube. A lot of people are still refining their niche even as they grow and get larger on YouTube. You got to think there's so much content out there on YouTube, and narrowing that down to one specific focus seems like an impossible task. I'm going to tell you guys how I did it. The way I started my channel when I first started making YouTube videos is I wanted to make content on all things centered around content creation. Now, this is a super broad topic. I wanted to make content talking about Twitch. I wanted to make content talking about YouTube. I wanted to make content talking about Discord, Twitter, whatever. Anything that was related toward content creation, I wanted to make a video on. At the time, it seemed like a great idea because it seemed like I had endless amounts of content, but that was the problem. There's endless amounts of content for each type of category. So as you can see, I've narrowed that all the way down to me just making exclusively YouTube tip style videos. Yes, YouTube tip style videos is still even a little bit broad, but I've actually narrowed that down even more in a subcategory where I primarily focus on how to create better video content how to create better shorts, and how to create better live streams. And yes, you'll see some videos like this where I talk about how to grow on YouTube and different things like that, because I'm trying to share also my experiences on the platform so far. Now, where this ties back to that competition topic that we talked about just a minute ago is the fact that your competition is going to be where your niche is going to be. So the idea with picking your competition and your niche is the fact that you want to follow creators that are in that similar niche. So if you find a video channel that you really like, that you want to make content similar to, look at other creators that are actually making similar content to that creator. This is going to be a deeper talk in another video I'm going to do, but the main thing that I want you guys to take away from this is you need to pick your competition, and then you also need to niche down and pick the type of content you want to make. Tip number 5 I have for you guys is make sure you're scripting everything out. No, that doesn't mean you need to go sounding like a robot in your YouTube videos. I mean, yes, I have a script right in front of me that I'm reading from, but I've gone off the script a little bit as well. What I'm really talking about is you want to outline your content. You want to have a narrow structure where you don't go too off topic, because what can happen is that you can start rambling and adding excess things that don't really matter in the video. What I've learned that works best for me is the night before I'm about to film a video, I write down my rough draft and get my script fully written out, and then I tweak and add things as I'm filming. By me doing this, I've actually been way more effective in the way that I deliver my content. For example, a lot of the videos that I made in the beginning were very long in the beginning. It'd be like a minute, 2 minutes before I actually started getting into the content. So now when I'm writing my scripts, I'm giving myself 20 to 45 seconds to do some setup, so that way I can just start jumping right into the content. The same thing goes for the beginning of the videos. I'm making sure that I'm trying to deliver the end of the videos in a way so that way you don't know it's actually going to end. Because one of the biggest mistakes you can make with the end of your videos is saying, well, that's how you, or that's it, or something like that, because what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to drop off and you're going to see that in your metric. The 6th tip I have for you guys is you need to give yourself time to practice and get better and learn your editing style. See, I don't care what anybody says. Learning how to video edit is actually an art form. I mean, it takes a lot of time and practice to be able to perfect it and get it right, and even then you still have many things you can learn. And the thing about art is it's all subjective. At the end of the day, some of the creators that I use as inspiration for editing, you may not think are great. You may not think my video editing is great, but at the end of the day, it's all subjective. For example, let me show you this art painting that I made. I think this thing is similar to a Picasso, but at the end of the day, a lot of you guys are gonna think this is crap. The 2 major tips I can give you for video editing is you need to learn how to do proper J-cuts, and you also need to learn how to do B-roll properly. J-cuts are actually pretty simple to do. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and make a cut like you normally would. You're gonna take the second clip and slide it just underneath the previous clip. What this is gonna do is gonna have your second clip's audio start just before the end of the first clip, so that way you can get a nice clean cut like this. If you're not really sure what B-roll is, basically what you're looking at right now is considered A-roll. Now what you're looking at is considered B-roll. To me, B-roll is a must-have because it actually has shown a little bit higher engagement in my videos when I do include a good amount of B-roll. Obviously, you don't want to just throw stuff in the video that doesn't make sense. If it makes sense and you can actually add some more emphasis onto the point you're trying to make, it actually makes for a more engaging video. The main thing you got to keep in mind is that people's attention spans are very short, and if you have just the same image of you talking on the screen at all times, everybody's gonna get bored and want to leave the video. I actually already did a video talking about some of my tips with editing with DaVinci Resolve if that's the software you're using, and I talk about B-roll and J-cuts pretty in depth in that video. I actually had to stop recording the video for a second because VidIQ was making fun of me in a response that I gave to one of their tweets. Tip number 7 I have for you guys is don't be scared to change the thumbnails on your video. I can't tell you how many times I've changed the thumbnails on my videos because I had a better idea after I uploaded the video, or the video is not performing well, so I have another thumbnail that may perform a little bit better. Sometimes this has worked great. I've got 2 videos on my channel where I changed the thumbnail and the title, and I actually did pretty well. But I've got other videos that I've done that with and they've done nothing and they're still sitting there. But obviously, if the video's doing well, don't go change the thumbnail. It's doing well for a reason, so keep that thumbnail the same. If you need help with your thumbnails, I got several videos on my channel that talk about how to make better thumbnails for YouTube. Tip number 8 is arguably the most important one on this list, and that's keyword research. I can't tell you how many times I've heard the word research, and I'm sick of it because I hate doing research, I hate studying, and I hate doing homework. One thing I had to learn really quickly with YouTube is that I can't just throw videos out there. I actually need to take some time to research the topic so I know what I'm talking about. This video right here is a good example of that. Basically what I was doing is doing some keyword research, and I realized that, hey, I can actually make a video talking about how to grow your first 100 subscribers. I'll give you a quick example of how I like to do this. So what I do is I go in incognito mode on whatever search engine browser you're using. And then what I do is I go to the YouTube page because this allows me to search YouTube as if I've never looked at it before. So then I go to the search bar on YouTube and I type in something like how to make YouTube. and then all these things start populating next to it. These are all potential videos that you can make for your channel. Now, I'm not saying all these topics are perfect and you should make videos on these, but at the end of the day, this gives you some ideas of what people are looking for on YouTube. Let's take this a step further and actually choose one of these options. We're gonna choose the how to make YouTube videos, and you can obviously see that there's a lot of people on here making different types of videos. One of the biggest ones is Think Media, so I might view Think Media as competition for my niche. So with me viewing Think Media as one of my competitors in my niche, what I could do is go on their channel and see what type of videos they're making on their channel. You see how it all kind of ties in together, so that way you can start figuring out what type of content you want to make. So if you don't take anything from this video, definitely take away the fact that keyword research is your #1 most important thing that you need to learn how to do. I'm going to create a longer video talking about this, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to introduce it in this video. The 9th tip I have for you guys is just a general tip that you need to do for every single video, and that you need to respond to every comment in each video with more than just a thanks for watching this video. This is super important because good or bad, somebody took the time out of their day to leave a comment on your video, so you need to respond to it. Obviously, if the person's just being a hateful douchebag, you just need to get them out of your comments and just ban them. But at the end of the day, if somebody's taking the time to leave a comment, go ahead and take the time back to actually respond to them with a meaningful message. We all want that comment that's actually really glowing and giving us a lot of praise, but there's some comments out there that are giving us genuine criticism that can help make us better. Yes, this does the obvious thing by giving you more engagement on your video, so YouTube sees that as a green flag that the video is actually doing pretty well. But the main thing is this is how you build your community. People love it when they're being interacted to by some of their favorite YouTubers. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into my comments, responded to somebody, and it's led to a really good, engaging conversation. If you found this video helpful, I have other tip videos on my channel that you'll find equally as helpful as well, and some of them you're going to be seeing on screen right now. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. E-Rock's still here on his face. So much violence in the stream tonight. All right, I'm gonna